Picture this. A dimly lit room, dust motes dancing in a single ray of light, cutting through the darkness. A hand reaches out, pulls open a file stamped Top Secret, revealing a document titled Project Sigma. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi thriller, right? But what if while we're so busy, looking up at the stars, wondering if we're alone, those in power have already made contact?
It's a possibility that's been intriguing people for decades.
Welcome viewers to The Quantum Soul. Today we're diving deep into a theory that might just send shivers down your spine. The possibility that humanity has already negotiated treaties with extraterrestrials. We're going to explore where this theory comes from, look at what cosmic diplomacy might actually look like, and ponder what price may have been paid for these agreements. Is it just technology or something way more profound? Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about our place in the universe and the nature of our very soul.
It's a journey that takes us to the edge of what we think we know about ourselves and our place in the cosmos.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Where does this whole treaty theory even come from?
Well, the first whispers really started with Roswell, the infamous 1947 incident in New Mexico. Officially, it was a weather balloon, of course. But the rumors of a crashed alien craft, recovered bodies, and a massive government cover-up never really went away.
Roswell definitely planted the seed, didn't it?
It did. It became this cultural touchstone.
It makes you wonder if the lack of transparency from the government back then might have actually fueled some of these theories.
Oh, absolutely. The absence of clear information often creates a vacuum that's quickly filled with speculation and conjecture, and Roswell wasn't an isolated incident either.
Right. Fast forward to 2020, and we have Haim Eshed, former head of Israel's space security program, dropping a bombshell. He claimed the U.S. had a pact with the Galactic Federation, even going as far as to say there's a shared base on Mars.
Eshed's statements were certainly startling, coming from someone with his background.
Now, Eshed didn't provide any hard evidence, but his background definitely lends a certain weight to his claims. It's not every day someone with his credentials comes out with something like that.
Right. It raises so many questions, like what does this Galactic Federation actually look like? What are their goals? And why the secrecy? Eshed mentioned avoiding panic, but it makes you think there's more to the story.
Then we have Daniel Sheehan, a lawyer with the New Paradigm Institute. He's not talking about formal treaties in the traditional sense, but rather working protocols. He suggests a more subtle understanding between governments and ETs, where both sides have an unspoken agreement on the rules of engagement.
Sheen's idea is fascinating because it suggests a level of interaction that's more nuanced than a signed document.
So not so much a formal handshake, but more of an intricate, unspoken choreography playing out on a cosmic stage. I like that analogy.
It stands where both sides are, feeling each other out.
And it makes me think of certain historical events, like the alleged meeting between President Eisenhower and extraterrestrials at an airbase in 1954. The story goes that Eisenhower negotiated a deal with ET's trading technology for peace.
The Eisenhower meeting is one of those enduring mysteries that continues to fascinate and fuel speculation.
And then there's the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, the UN agreement that prohibits nuclear weapons in space. Is it just a precaution, or is there a deeper meaning, like evidence of pre-existing rules laid out by a higher power?
It's a question that invites us to consider the possibility that we're already operating within a framework of cosmic diplomacy, even if we're not fully aware of it.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Is the Outer Space Treaty just us being cautious, or is it a sign that we already part of a bigger cosmic order, a system of rule that extends beyond Earth? If that's the case, what are the rules of this cosmic diplomacy? It's mind-blowing to consider that we might need a whole new set of protocols for interacting with beings from other worlds.
And perhaps we already have a model for it in the ancient wisdom of our ancestors.
Like a cosmic rulebook passed down through generations?
Some ancient cultures, like the Sumerians, possessed advanced astronomical knowledge that seemed beyond their technological capabilities.
It's like they were given a glimpse into a cosmic rulebook thousands of years ago.
It's led some to believe that they might have had contact with extraterrestrial beings who shared this knowledge. Could this be an example of ancient cosmic diplomacy in action?
And if these ancient cultures had contact, maybe they established some kind of precedent for how we interact with extraterrestrials today.
If you look at Sheehan's working protocols, those unspoken agreements he talked about, there's a certain echo of that ancient wisdom. He proposes a basic agreement. They don't interfere openly, we don't shoot first. It sounds simple, but it speaks to a fundamental understanding of respect and non-interference.
It's a bit like a cosmic version of love and let live, right? Don't shoot first. Seems like a pretty good rule of thumb when dealing with beings whose technology and motives might be beyond our comprehension. And there are modern-day examples that seem to align with this principle, like the SETI protocols.
Exactly. SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, has established clear guidelines that mandate informing the UN before anyone else if extraterrestrial signals are detected. It acknowledges that contact would have global implications and shouldn't be handled by any single nation. It's a recognition that we're all in this together, that contact with an extraterrestrial civilization would impact all of humanity.
So it's not not just about national security, but a sense of shared responsibility on a cosmic scale. That's a pretty profound shift in perspective.
It is. It's a move away from an egocentric worldview to a more cosmocentric one.
There's also the intriguing concept of non-interference zones.
Yes, Nick Pope, former UFO investigator for the British Ministry of Defense, has speculated about these zones. The idea is that certain areas are designated for alien craft to operate undisturbed.
So instead of full disclosure, there might be a kind of don't ask, don't tell policy in place. It allows ETs to observe us while minimizing disruption to our society. Remember Eshed's claims. He mentioned that ETs are interested in studying the fabric of the universe in partnership with humans.
If that's true, it suggests a level of cooperation that goes beyond mere observation.
It implies a recognition of our potential contribution to their understanding of the universe, almost as if they see something in us, a spark of curiosity or ingenuity that they value.
It suggests that we might have something unique to offer, something that contributes to the cosmic understanding of existence.
I find that incredibly hopeful. It suggests that we're not just subjects in their cosmic research project, but potential partners. And this resonates with some spiritual traditions as well. The Hopi, for instance, have stories of star people who act as guides and protectors, not invaders. Their stories emphasize mutual respect and a shared journey of understanding.
There are parallels in Hindu cosmology, too, with the concept of lokas, which are parallel worlds inhabited by beings with varying levels of consciousness.
It's like our ancestors were already contemplating a vast and interconnected cosmic community, long before modern science even considered the possibility.
It's as if this awareness of a larger cosmic order is woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness.
These ancient traditions give us a different lens through which to view these modern claims of extraterrestrial contact and potential agreements. It's like there's a thread of cosmic wisdom running through human history, a recognition that we're not alone and that forces beyond our comprehension are at play.
Forces that may be guiding us, shaping us, and ultimately preparing us for a destiny that's far grander than we can currently imagine.
If you're finding this as fascinating as we are, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Help us spread the word and join the conversation about the mysteries of the universe. Now let's delve into a question that's been at the heart of alien conspiracies for decades. What is the price of silence? What might we have given up or be giving up in exchange for contact and potential knowledge?
The dominant theory is that governments have been trading silence for access to advanced technology. It's a classic quid pro quo. We keep quiet about their presence, and they give us technology that would otherwise be beyond our reach.
That's a big one. And it ties into the whole idea of reverse engineering alien technology. There are figures like Bob Lazar, who claims to have worked at Area 51 and witnessed alien craft being reverse engineered. He suggests that ETs provided technology like anti-gravity and infinite energy in exchange for secrecy. The implications are staggering. Just imagine the possibilities if we had access to that kind of technology.
It would revolutionize our world.
And then there's Philip Corso, a former U.S. Army officer. In his book, The Day After Roswell, he argued that technologies like fiber optics and microchips were derived from studying alien artifacts.
Corso's claims suggest that our technological advancements might not be entirely our own doing, that we might be beneficiaries of extraterrestrial knowledge.
So are you saying our modern technological advancements might not be entirely our own doing? That's a pretty wild thought. It begs the question, what else might we have gained or be on the verge of gaining through this alleged exchange? Is the price we're paying just technological, or could it be something more profound, something that affects our very essence?
That's a question worth considering. What if the price isn't just material, but something that touches our soul? What if it has to do with our spiritual development, our understanding of who we are in the grand scheme of things?
That's where it gets really interesting. It brings us to the work of Harvard psychiatrist John Mack. He interviewed numerous abductees, and their experiences went beyond just encounters with aliens. They reported receiving profound messages about unity, the importance of caring for the planet, and the need for a shift in human consciousness.
Mack's work introduces a whole new layer to this conversation. It suggests that ETs might not be solely interested in our physical world and its resources. Perhaps they're trying to guide us, to nudge us towards a higher level of awareness, a more compassionate and interconnected way of being.
It's like they're offering us a glimpse into a more evolved state of consciousness, but it comes at a price. The willingness to confront our deepest fears and limitations. Could it be that the silent surround of ETs isn't just a government cover-up, but a reflection of our own resistance to change, our fear of a truth that would shatter our comfortable worldview?
It's a thought-provoking idea. Perhaps the real barrier to contact isn't out there but within us. Maybe we're holding ourselves back from a greater truth because it's simply too challenging for our egos to handle. What if the greatest secret isn't being kept from us by governments, but by ourselves?
It's like we're the gatekeepers of our own awakening, choosing to remain asleep because the dream is more comfortable than the reality that awaits us.
The question then becomes, are we ready to wake up? Are we ready to face the truth of our existence and the vastness of the universe that surrounds us? cosmos? And if so, what will we do with that knowledge?
That's a question that each of us has to answer for ourselves. But one thing is for sure, the journey of discovery is just beginning.
And it's a journey that promises to be both challenging and transformative, pushing us to the very limits of what we believe is possible, and ultimately revealing the incredible potential that lies dormant within each of us.
Buckle up, folks, because we're about to dive even deeper into the mysteries of extraterrestrial contact and the profound implications it has for humanity. Explore the possibility of a Galactic Federation, the role of ancient wisdom in understanding cosmic diplomacy, and the potential impact of extraterrestrial contact on our spiritual evolution.
It's a journey that will take us to the heart of what it means to be human in a universe teeming with possibilities.
And as always, we encourage you to share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Let's explore these mysteries together.
Because the truth is out there waiting to be discovered, and it's only by engaging with these questions that we can begin to unlock the full potential of our existence, and perhaps our place in a grand cosmic community that extends far beyond our wildest dreams. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back at this time as the dawn of a new era, an era where humanity finally embraces its cosmic heritage and takes its rightful place among the stars. It's a possibility that's both exhilarating and unsettling, isn't it? The idea that we might be standing at the threshold of a cosmic revelation, but our own fears and limitations are holding us back.
It's like we're being offered a key to unlock a whole new level of understanding, but we're hesitant to turn it.
Think about it this way. Imagine a civilization that's transcended war, greed, and environmental destruction. Imagine a society where cooperation, empathy, and spiritual growth are the driving forces. It's a beautiful vision, but it requires a radical shift in consciousness, a letting go of the old paradigms that have kept humanity trapped in cycles of conflict and suffering.
So you're saying the real challenge isn't technological advancement, but a fundamental shift in our way of being, a kind of evolutionary leap, not just in terms of our understanding of the universe, but in our understanding of ourselves.
Exactly, and maybe that's the ultimate message behind the phenomenon of extraterrestrial contact. It's a call to awaken, to evolve, to become the best versions of ourselves, not just for our own sake, but for the sake of the universe as a whole.
It's a pretty big responsibility, isn't it? To be worthy of a place in a cosmic community, we have to first demonstrate that we can be responsible stewards of our own planet and our own species.
It is, but if we connect this to the idea of the Galactic Federation that Eshed mentioned, it implies that Earth is being prepared for something much bigger, that we might be on the cusp of joining a pre-existing alliance of worlds.
It's like we're being given a chance to prove ourselves worthy of a seat at the cosmic table, but first we have to overcome our primal instincts and embrace a more evolved way of being.
And the Outer Space Treaty, the one that prohibits claiming celestial bodies as property, could be seen as a step in that direction. It suggests a move away from a mindset of dominance and towards one of respect and coexistence.
It's a recognition that we're not entitled to conquer and exploit other worlds. It's about respecting a larger order, a sense of shared responsibility, not just for our planet, but for the universe as a whole. It's almost like we're on a cosmic probationary period, being assessed for our readiness to join a larger community guided by forces we barely comprehend. It's both humbling and awe-inspiring.
And if we look at it through the lens of various spiritual traditions, it makes even more sense. For example, the concept of karma in Hinduism suggests a universal law of cause and effect, a kind of cosmic accountability for our actions. We're not just responsible for what we do here on Earth, there are consequences that extend beyond our immediate sphere.
And in Taoism, the emphasis on balance and harmony points towards a natural order that governs the universe. Disrupting that balance, whether through violence, greed, or environmental destruction, has consequences that ripple outward.
Perhaps ETs, if they exist and are observing us, are simply upholding a larger cosmic order, making sure we don't become a disruptive force in the universe. It's a humbling thought, but maybe a necessary one.
It's like they're the cosmic custodians gently nudging us towards a path of greater harmony and understanding. It certainly puts a different spin on the whole alien invasion trope, doesn't it?
Indeed. Perhaps the invasion we should be most concerned about is the invasion of our own minds, by fear, greed, and ignorance.
So if the real challenge lies within us, how do we overcome these internal barriers? How do we prepare ourselves for a truth that might shatter our existing worldview?
Sheehan talked about ontological shock, that feeling of disorientation and fear that comes from realizing everything you thought you knew was wrong. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of having our comfortable reality dismantled. It's like that scene in The Matrix where Neo takes the red pill and sees the world for what it truly is.
It's a terrifying and liberating experience all at once. But if we want to access that larger truth, we have to be willing to confront that fear, to step outside of our comfort zones.
Exactly. The greatest secret might not be hidden in government government files or buried in the desert. It might be buried within our own minds. We might be covering something up within ourselves, clinging to outdated beliefs and limiting narratives that prevent us from seeing the bigger picture.
So it's not just about physical evidence or government disclosure, it's about our internal readiness, our willingness to expand our consciousness and embrace a new understanding of who we are.
Think about Buddhist teachings. The idea that awakening comes from transcending the ego, from recognizing our interconnectedness with all things. It's about letting go of the illusion of separation and embracing a sense of unity with the cosmos.
And Taoism emphasizes harmony and flow, aligning ourselves with the natural order of the universe rather than trying to control or dominate it. It's about finding our place within the grand tapestry of existence, rather than trying to impose our will upon it.
Could it be that ETs, if they represent a more evolved consciousness, are waiting for us to make that leap, to shed our ego-driven fears and embrace a more expansive way of being?
It's an intriguing possibility. Maybe they're not hiding from us so much as we're hiding from ourselves, from a truth that's too grand, too challenging, too awe-inspiring for our limited human minds to grasp.
And remember, John Mack's work with abductees, many reported coming back with a heightened sense of compassion, a feeling of unity with all life, and a deep concern for the planet.
It's as if the experience, however unsettling it may have been, cracked open their perception of reality, allowing them to see the world through a wider, more compassionate lens.
Perhaps contact, in whatever form it takes, is designed to challenge our assumptions, to push us towards a more evolved state of being.
Maybe the silence surrounding ETs isn't a form of suppression, but a compassionate act. Maybe they're giving us time and space to adapt to a truth that could fundamentally change who we are.
It's like they're holding back the full weight of their presence, knowing that we're not quite ready to handle it.
So what can we do to bridge that gap? How do we prepare ourselves for the potential encounter, for a truth that might be far grander and more mysterious than we've ever imagined?
It starts with an inward journey, a willingness to question our assumptions, to confront our fears, and to expand our consciousness. It's about cultivating compassion, embracing interconnectedness, and recognizing our place within a larger cosmic order.
It's about becoming the kind of beings who are worthy of a place in a cosmic community, who can engage with other intelligences not from a place of fear or dominance, but from a place of respect, understanding, and shared purpose. If you're enjoying this exploration of the unknown, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Help us spread the message of cosmic awareness and human potential. Now let's delve into the ultimate question. Have we signed treaties with extraterrestrials? And if so, what does that really mean for humanity? So have we actually, put pen to paper, signed treaties with extraterrestrials?
Well, maybe not with, the typical signatures and official documents we're used to.
Right.
It might be something more like a mutual understanding.
Right.
An unspoken recognition, of our shared existence in this massive universe.
So not so much a formal handshake, but more of a cosmic dance, a kind of delicate interplay between different intelligences navigating the complexities of contact.
Exactly. Yeah, and the evidence, from Roswell to those testimonies of abductees, it suggests that extraterrestrials might be more than just visitors, right? They might be mirrors reflecting our own potential, our fears, and the immensity of the universe we're living in.
It's like they're holding up this cosmic mirror, showing us not just who we are, but who we could become.
Right, exactly. And the real question might not be what do they want? But are we ready to listen? Are we ready to face the implications of their presence? To embrace a reality that challenges everything we thought we knew?
It's like a call to awaken, to evolve, to step outside our comfort zones and into a future that's both exhilarating and uncertain.
And that silence surrounding all this, this topic, it might actually be a gift, a chance to prepare ourselves for a truth that could fundamentally change who we are. It's an opportunity to examine our beliefs, to shed those fears, and to open ourselves to a universe that's far more wondrous and interconnected than we've ever imagined.
It's like we're being given this chance to rewrite the narrative of humanity, to move beyond the limitations of our past, and embrace a future where we're not just citizens of Earth, but citizens of the cosmos.
And that future begins with each of us. It starts with those choices we make, the thoughts we entertain, and the actions we take. It starts with that courage to question, to explore, and to embrace the unknown.
Well, if this deep dive has resonated with you, if you felt that pull towards the stars, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your questions, your insights. Let's continue this conversation together.
Yeah, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to The Quantum Soul to keep exploring those mysteries of the universe and ourselves.
Remember, what we see in the sky isn't the end of our story. It's just the beginning of who we can become.
Until next time, may your soul find the treaty that's already been signed, the one written in the stars and in the quiet pulse of your own heart.
And don't forget, there are 2 videos on the screen right now. Click on one to continue your journey of exploration and discovery.